Hey, it is your girl Abby, aka New Age Coach here, lighting the way for those on their way to the light. And yeah, I'm not alone. I'm in the fridge because in this episode of Bed with Bae, we are actually baking with Bae.
I'm in the kitchen.
He is. In this episode, we just called it baking. We're not going to be baking. We're going to be cooking dinner together while we have some good conversation and our traditional Shona quote. And you get to see us as chefs. Chefs.
What?
Shit chefs. So you get to see what goes on when we try to feed ourselves in the kitchen. Here we go. These onions are literally making me cry. I'm not sad. I'm not sad.
This is Royco Savi Mix. Special from Africa, baby. You can't get it here. So we're gonna put a little bit of that in there. Watch me work.
I have never done this by myself yet, but this is the infamous peanut butter rice. Babe, African tradition, peanut butter rice.
Yeah, we eat
For
everything
everyone
with
just
peanut.
watching this, there's no secret to why it's called peanut butter rice. I'm literally putting peanut butter in the rice.
Yeah, that's different.
Watch the magic happen. Watch. My gosh, your family's gonna be so impressed with me if this is edible, but we have takeout on standby. That went pretty well, actually. A lot better than I thought that was gonna go. So thank you for watching us. And we thought it would be fun to do kind of our throwback to Bed with Bae, where we brought back the Shona proverbs, right? And tie it into kind of eating and food. So why don't you kick us off with the quote of this episode?
Today's quote is Ukama igasha rinozadziswa nekudya. So the literal translation is Ukama means, relationships. How do you fulfill those relationships? We top them off with food. Food is the soul that brings us all together. So when we are eating, Ukama igasha. Gasha can be a cup, but to top it off, you need to add something in there. So you're gonna add some food, and the food, that soul food that brings us all together.
So what's the literal translation?
It means every relationship has to be topped off with some food.
So what do you think that actually means? Like how can they apply that to life?
To life. So basically, in life, you hear people talking about, we broke a deal over dinner. The concept is the same. In life, especially in these times when we're going through a lot of, division and all that stuff, it's good to build relationships by sitting down and having a meal with somebody that you might not agree with, or if you are friends who have different schools of thought on different, maybe politics, religion, or whatever.
Yeah.
But if you sit down and have a meal while you're talking things through, you will find that you have more in common, especially because you're eating some good food together.
Yeah, and I think it's like such a metaphorical type of thing for spirituality too, because when we're talking about the state of the world today and all the division, right? It's bringing everyone together at a metaphorical table, not maybe literally, but talking about the things that our souls really need to thrive. That is the soul food. So it's okay to disagree on perspectives and have different plates on the table or different dishes. You can all eat whatever you want, but it's about coming to that metaphorical table and be able to digest other people's kind of opinions, right? And as far as like your cup analogy for spirituality too, you talked about you need to fill this cup up. We always talk about, especially in a world where there are so many opinions, there are so many distractions, it is really hard to discern what's the truth, because is there such thing as a truth, right? That's why a lot of us are disagreeing, because your truth is your truth. My truth is my truth. So when we talk about filling up the cup, it's about filling up your own cup, and we're talking about your intuition, right? So being able to take care of yourself in these times with good food, quite literally, high vibrational food, quite literally, but also taking the time for that self-care so that you really understand your own body and what it's trying to tell you, so you know how to make your own decisions for what it is that you want to take in and digest as truth, right? So it's about filling your own metaphorical cup too, making sure you're taking care of yourself, and that will help kind of guide these conversations or guide you to the things that feel right, that you agree with, which will then inspire action, right? So, you know, this is all food for thought. So we thought it would be kind of cool to kind of, you know,
like
just bridge it all.
right
You
there.
see that? You see that?
I
All right.
see it.
We're going to let you go. This video is kind of long, but we hope
Oh,
you
by
all...
the way, in Africa we eat with our hands, so I'm not being, you know, some of you might be like, oh, he's eating. This is the best way to eat food, with your hands. It tastes so much better. Thank you for everything. We'll see you in the next one.
Bye.
Bye.